You're listening to Mike Dell's World with your host, Mike Dell. From Mike Dell Studios, this is a Mike Dell production, created by Mike Dell. Mike Dell.
And good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever the case may be. This is episode 347 of Mike Dell's World, and I'm going to make this one kind of a little quickie one. Just a short update from the bunker here in Northwest Lower Michigan. We're all hunkered down, and as I'm sure you are as well. Hopefully you're staying healthy, doing what they tell you to do for the most part, and hey, stay healthy. That's the whole name of the game. So far, knock on wood, everything's been going good here. Don't have a lot of cases of the virus up here in northern Michigan yet, and hopefully that'll stay low-key like that. I don't know, was it 12, 15 in the area maybe, something like that. And yeah, that's too many, but that's a lot better than some places for sure. But man, I'll tell you, some places are getting a little, how should I say it, overzealous in trying to keep the misinformation down to the point of being a little bit, how do I say it without sounding like a freak? Sounds like they're really, really coming close to making it so that if the government doesn't agree with you, then you're censored. Now, it's not exactly what's going on, but certain platforms, who shall remain nameless, have been taking down episodes of podcasts due to the title of their podcast mentioning something that might be slightly alternative. One in particular was mentioning the fact that, and in fact, the title was a question: does this vitamin, whatever it was, help with the stuff that's in the news? I'm not going to even say the word in case they'll mark me as being subversive. But basically it was asking the question if this supplement of whatever kind, a vitamin, could help with the virus in hand. And wasn't saying that it did. It wasn't saying that guaranteed this will cure the virus. And, nothing like that. It was, just asking the question. Well, apparently that was too much for this one particular podcast platform. And they had a takedown notice to get rid of that episode. And that's happened, several times. People on YouTube, I've got a friend that does daily videos, mainly legal stuff, cars and legal stuff. And he instead of saying the name of the virus, he says, due to, how does he put it exactly? Due to recent events in the news. That's what he says. So whenever, instead of saying blank virus, he says recent events in the news, because YouTube's demonetizing or flat taking down anything that mentions it. And unless it's the CDC or something like that. And I heard the CDC is coming after people for putting out quote unquote misinformation. And there's a lot of bullshit out there. There is. But, man, I'll tell you, it's really, really getting close to just freaking me out over the First Amendment, here in the U.S. anyway. We've got the right to be full of shit. I mean, seriously. I don't know. It's amazing to me, that... yeah, okay, so there's crackpots out there. But, the crackpots have the right to talk. They might be completely wrong, but they might be right. Who's to say? Is it the CDC that's the arbiter of all things absolutely true? No, it's not. I'm sure I would take their advice, of course, but what I'm getting at is, just because you have an alternative idea does not mean that it should be shut down, especially by the CDC. The government. That's part of the government, and they're not supposed to do that. I know this is, it seems like a little fringy here, but yeah, it really bugged me. just gets under my skin a little bit because, we're talking about stuff and, the Wright brothers, when they said, hey, we're going to fly a heavier than air vehicle under its own power and it's going to leave the ground and fly. And everybody thought, oh, that's BS and there's no way that's going to work. And you're full of it. You're just spreading, misinformation and blah-de-blah, fake news, whatever they said back then. Okay. But guess what? They proved it. Well, guess what? Could be that some of these alternative things do help. And certainly most of them aren't going to hurt anything. Yeah, if you're saying, take, drink gasoline and that'll cure you. Yeah, okay, that's stupid. But, a over-the-counter supplement that people have in their, in their health food stores, will it help? That was the title. I don't know. I didn't re-listen to the episode because, they couldn't take it off all the platforms. They just took it off that one. And, it's just, where do we stop with that? Are we going to let these big companies and big platforms, dictate to us what we can say? Yeah, they can dictate what we say on their platform, but they can't dictate what we say, period. And that's why I've been such an advocate of owning everything about your podcast, and I know you're not all podcasters and this isn't really a podcasting show, but you know where to find me. And I say it in every episode, MikeDell.com. If you see me disappear from somewhere and you want to know what's going on, come to MikeDell.com. I will always have that. Now, yes, it's very possible that my web host could take me down. It's very possible of a lot of things, but that domain name is mine and I will show up somewhere. So you will always find me at MikeDell.com. Okay. Whether, I get kicked off of Facebook. Yeah. Facebook's been doing that too. They've been kicking people off for talking about stuff, putting them in 30-day Facebook jail, as they call it, and, depending on what they're talking about. And, it seems arbitrary. YouTube even said that, we're our automated system's doing that. And, nobody's here to manually do it. So, tough cookies, and, that's, like I said, I'm a firm believer in own your stuff. Yeah, I probably will do YouTube videos. I have done YouTube videos, but if they take my video down, no big deal. But just always know, if you see me disappear from somewhere, you can always find me here at MikeDell.com. And, that's my little soapbox thing there. It's just, it's crazy. And, it's hard to, my life didn't change appreciably. I got to say, I'm pretty much practice social distancing most of the time anyway, with the exception of going out to dinner and, family, friends, that kind of thing. But, for the most part, I work from home. I work by myself. My wife's here. The dogs are here. And that's really about it. I've not changed my lifestyle a lot, but it's still getting under my skin that now I don't have that option. I can't go, pop down to the local bar and have a beer. I can't, go to a restaurant, except for takeout. And a lot of those restaurants now are even closing because the takeout's a pain in the butt. It's crazy. A crazy world we live in. And hopefully it's not driving you two nuts. And like I said, I'm going to keep this short. But just know that if I disappear from anywhere, it's because of whatever. It could be arbitrary. Next week it could be because I talk about guns once in a while, or I talk about, whatever I talk about. I don't talk about anything that controversial. It's just, who's to say that, this week it's a certain vitamin supplement as related to events in the news. How's that for slick? Why not? They could take me down because, they don't like my last name. They might be Mac people. I'm a Mac person, but you know what I mean? So it is what it is. I hate that term, but it is. It just, we can't do a whole lot about it, but man, I'll tell you, this is sure looking like, they're starting to take away some of the freedoms. Obviously they've taken away lots of them, but, that's mostly, I don't know. It's just scary stuff. This is America. The whole world's having the same problem. So I guess that's the way it goes. But yeah, I'm just a little frustrated. And like I said, I'm a little freaked out with the platforms, what they're doing. So that's it for me for now. We'll catch you later. And I will be putting out a podcast help desk episode here very shortly. I just got a new update to the Rodecaster Pro and got to run it through its paces. So far, so good. I mean, you're hearing me, right? So it's working. So anyway, catch me later.